The band, Shelley Nicole's BlaKbushe. The vibe, Nona Hendrix meets Black Sabbath, or maybe a little Janis Joplin meets Grace Jones. Now, we can't take credit for those comparisons. I believe that's Nona's marketing copy, but we can judge for ourselves in just a few minutes when Shelley performs for us once more. Meanwhile, we get Shelley Nicole right here at our table for a little chat. Welcome to BK Live.
Thank you.
Welcome to the table.
Oh, you look absolutely wonderful, I have to say. I've known you for a while now. You were one of the first artists that I remember rocking out at your shows when I moved to New York. And you have just been keeping that fire in your belly for so long.
Yeah.
Can you tell us just a little bit about your musical pedigree and what made you want to, grow up and, become a working musician?
I don't think I knew I wanted to grow up and be a working musician. That's how life, that's just how life goes. But I grew up in the church. I've been singing since I was, 5 years old or whatever, doing that whole church vibe, school vibe in terms of like singing and performing since I was very, very young. But coming to New York, I was definitely introduced into the whole black rock world. I mean, one of the first people I met when I came to New York was Greg Tate.
Yeah.
So he's, one of the founders of the Black Rock Coalition and, took me into that whole world. And so I was like, oh, okay, here's the black folks are rocking in New York City. And so I've been on that road, I should say, ever since.
Can I mind that for just a second?
Yeah.
Because we know that black people lead the culture in America in so many different fields. There's nothing we haven't touched, but often get pigeonholed into this sort of hip hop sort of centric way. But Afropunk has sort of expanded that a little more, and certainly Greg has expanded that too. So I wonder where you think the future of that sort of representation and pushing what we created into reclaiming and expanding that even more.
Well, it's so funny, as you talk about reclaiming, because I kind of don't feel like we ever really left it or lost it.
Educate me.
I think we've always been there.
Right.
Maybe there's moments, I guess we're in this moment right now where everybody is seeing Afropunk or, seeing those kind of things.
It's one thing to live it, but it's one thing for other people to see it and visualize it. So.
But I think if you're a musician, I mean, at least from what I see, if you're a musician, young, old, if you're really looking and exploring, excavating, you're going to find those musicians that you gravitate to. Gotcha. Whether, especially as a young black person, I know I grew up in the suburbs, but I also really gravitated toward LaBelle and to Parliament Funkadelic and, all those groups that influenced me throughout the years.
Nona reference.
Yes, hence the Nona reference.
I can see it.
Where did the name come from? How'd you get the name BlaKbushe?
It's so simple. It's like I'm at a bar with a friend of mine. I'm at a bar with a friend of mine, and we're looking across at the bottles, and there was actually a bottle. There's a company called Bushmills. So Bushmills, if you want to.
Oh yeah, I might have heard of Bushmills.
So they have a black label called BlaKbushe. So my friend, who was my producer of my first record, at the time, he was like, "What do you think about BlaKbushe?" No, I said, "What do you think about BlaKbushe?" He said, "Well, you know what I think about BlaKbushe." And I was like, "We're talking band names here, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying." He's like, "We're talking band names." He's like, "Oh, that could be pretty cool." So I just changed the spelling and,
Well, speaking of friends, who are these loose characters with you with guitars and percussion over here?
My people have been with me for a long time. So Jerome Jordan is over here on guitar. Been with me from day zero, for real. And Matsu on cajon. And Matsu's also, he's my drummer as well. He's got the mini kit right now, but usually he'll be on the big kit.
Oh yeah, they rock out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, throughout the years, man, it's full in your face action. Now you have two previous albums, but you do have a new album that's coming out soon. You're really excited about. What was it like to work with Vernon Reid?
Yes, it was awesome. It was great. I'm really, really very excited about the album, and working with Vernon was really amazing. He's one of these kind of people that sometimes you don't know if he's focused and paying attention to what you're doing, then all of a sudden it's like, it just sort of grows up out of nothing, and it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Just because he's a multitasker, he's always thinking about many things at one time. It's not like he's not paying attention. It's just he's listening to this, he's listening to this, he's doing this, and it was a really wonderful experience to do the project with him. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. The name of the album is I Am American.
Yeah, I love the name. There you
And
go.
yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, I wrote the song. Obviously, there's a song on the record called I Am American, and I wrote that song after Obama was elected the first time. And really, it came from a friend of mine named Drew, who I grew up with, black man, who always was very proud to be American. But I come from a very activist black family, and you know that's a little
Hold them
tricky.
accountable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That whole statement's a little tricky. But him and just thinking about the history of this country, I mean, the real deal is that we built it, you know, on our backs. And so we need to claim it, even though it's rough sometimes and, you know, we're not always treated as citizens, but this is our space. And so I wrote that song based on that. And considering in these days and times, you know, me saying I am American right now is a little like, oh.
Okay, can I get the storyteller's version as if it didn't already have an explanation, but on the politics?
Oh, Punani politics?
Yes. Like, what can I have the background?
The 30-second version. The 30-second
Absolutely.
version.
30-second version is during the second Obama election.
I knew there was a 2008 and a 2012.
You know, that was
delineation
the
here.
Romney-Ryan situation, but it was also, so there was that happening. There was the Rush Limbaugh calling that woman a slut, I think he called her, and then there was the other senator who was talking about legitimate rape at that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, really, what is happening? And I feel like all the time, these folks are always trying to get into women's areas.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and you don't have any, like, idea, you know what I mean?
Clue.
Idea, clue.
I don't have a clue. I
Yeah,
don't see no
exactly.
good result. Yeah.
Right, and so I felt like it always factors into the political arena all the time. So then I was like, yeah, y'all need to just stop. Because we're not over here, you know, women aren't over here trying to tell you what to do with your stuff, though maybe we should.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
we
whoa.
Exactly. See how you feel?
Right,
You
hey,
felt that. You
can't
felt that all
change.
over, didn't you?
Hey.
So,
I do want to switch, tone one second. We have about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you think is your contribution to the legacy of New York music?
Ooh.
That's the short answer. He asked you with 15 seconds.
Wow.
You want to think about that one?
I mean, I'm here. You know, like a lot of people aren't here anymore. Meaning, like, I started this thing, as you know, with a lot of people, like a lot of folks that started in this game, and they are not here anymore. So I just think just the fact that I have persisted.
All right. Well, let's hear Shelley Nicole's BlaKbushe, and here we go. Ready to take it away?
We're ready to take it away. Black girls work and black girls cry. Black girls step out looking fly. Black girls take care of themselves, but that don't mean they don't need no one else. Black girls smoke and black girls drink. Black girls eat healthy, look pretty in pink. Some boys say black girls are too much pain, but don't they love you through your fire and rain? So don't be afraid of the black girls. Can a girl catch a break? Don't be intimidated. Can a girl catch a break? Black girls cook and black girls clean. Black girls got style, be looking mean. Black girls doctor and black girls shout, 'cause if you trip, you know they'll cut you out. Black girls party, some are a hot mess, but when they need to, they'll get down to business. Black girls got power, body and soul. They'll put it on you, make you beg for more, but don't be afraid of the black girls. Can a girl catch a break? Don't be intimidated. Can a girl catch a break? Black girls rock and black girls roll. Black girls funk and black girls soul. Black girls jazz girls and black girls folk. They sing so lovely and it ain't no joke. Black girls write and black girls play. Black girls strap on and make their guitar sing. Black girls got fire, make you believe that black girl magic, it will set you free. So don't be afraid of the black girl.